I am a musician and I'm a songwriter. I love what I do. I just want to impact people's lives with what I do. And yeah.
Let's get to it. All right,
Introducing
season 2, episode 2.
For real?
Yeah, season 2, episode 2.
Oh, okay.
So you're not watching our episodes. That's what it means.
No.
Just exposed yourself.
Okay. Sorry.
Wow. I guess we just end this video here and invite the next guest.
Yeah.
Peace. Just kidding.
Hey guys, my name is Chinemenma. And I'm a musician. I write songs, I play instruments, I sing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it all.
Does it all.
And you know, it's your boys. BCam.
Your_Prince.
And this is Creating Wild Christian. And here we invite honorable guests to just come and share with us, you know, a little bit of the 2 cents on the journey, you know, being a creative and not compromising. So, yeah, this is my very good friend actually. She's been my friend for a long time.
Too long.
Yeah. Well, since I came to this country, she's been my friend literally. And yeah, she taught me how to play the guitar. And then I beat her to it.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Just end this video right now.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
How did you get started creating, making music, writing songs? How'd you get into that?
Playing instruments.
Playing instruments, yeah.
Oh gosh, so I've been doing music since I was little. I just sang, well, I was just like singing off and on. Basically I took it seriously maybe like 5 years ago. Songwriting, playing instruments, really trying to hone in on my craft, whether singing or playing piano, guitar, bass, all that stuff.
Yeah, she plays like multiple. Like,
That's kind of crazy. You have a favorite instrument?
I don't know. I would probably
That's a
say
hard
piano.
question.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
Especially when you play so many.
yeah.
I would say probably piano because it's just very versatile. The sound I would say is bass. I just love the sound. Like, yeah,
Interesting.
it kind of rides the song.
Yeah. Without a bass, the song is just like, yeah. I mean, not every song. Not every song. There are songs that don't require a bass.
Yeah.
And it still goes.
Like classical or whatever.
Yeah.
Fact,
You know.
fact.
But yeah, so so what would you say was like your starting off point? Was it singing or was it instrumental playing? You know, instrument playing.
I would say, you mean like officially or like just for fun?
Doesn't matter. Fun officially since we're a kid, like.
Because that could be like a hard or easy question depending on.
Pick which one you want.
Okay.
It's your episode.
Okay, cool. So basically, unofficially, I started off with singing. Probably officially, I would say like when I was younger. Again, I did piano lessons for like 3 years. My parents enrolled me, and then I just like found out I could play by ear. So from there, I was just like, take me out of lessons. Don't want to do this again. And I just like started.
What do you mean don't want to do this again?
Like the whole structure of like lessons, like I mean the foundation is important, but at the same time it's like you want to be creative with what you have. So get the foundation and then like keep going with what you learned.
Copy.
So you didn't want to go back to like the structure of lessons?
Yeah, not really. But I mean it's important. So.
Did your parents eventually let you not go back or?
They just took me out because I told them like I know my notes now and.
So how did you learn to read music?
From the lessons.
Oh, so you learned enough to be able to read, then you stop.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Stole the information and dip.
She's like, peace out, y'all. Now.
She could do that with school.
Get the syllables and like, I'll see y'all at the end of the semester. Like,
Wow. I have a follow-up question to that. So, learning music and playing all these instruments, like what are some of the struggles that you faced in like that walk with all those instruments, and even like how that has like played a role in your walk with God and music and songwriting? And
yeah, I think I like this go part first. Like, how did God come into all of it?
It's a multi-step question, so just let it rip.
And talk about your dad, because her dad is a pastor, so let's just
that's big. We need that.
I put on the spot. I'm sorry.
We asked you a lot, but take your time.
Yeah, can we? Okay, so the first part. Let's
go there.
Okay.
I need it again.
The first part. So the first part is talk about your struggles with just music, and then God, and then your family.
Okay, struggles with music.
Yeah.
I would say like kind of like the thing with Jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay.
I just like dabbling in instruments.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like honing in on which one that I would love to do, I would say I'm focusing more on like voice and piano. I think that sometimes that could limit me in a way, but also because I know so many different instruments, it can also like add to the creativity of like, you know, worshiping, creating music, creating songs. So I think that it adds a layer to the creativity of like relating with God. If I can say that. Yeah.
Expand on like, you know, what you mean by adding a layer with your creativity with God. Like, did you even consider playing the instrument for you as a creative, you know, thing to do in that sense? I don't know if that question makes sense.
Like as far as like relating to God?
Yeah, like, you know, that way, yeah.
Yeah, I would say because for me, like talking is like not something I do. Like, I would say like making a song or like praying through song or just like, yeah, just song in general. It's just easier for me. It comes more naturally to me than like talking.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would
So let's jump into songwriting. Still on the phase of like how God affected, you know, your creativity. How was it like? Did songwriting ever come to you like easy, and you know, get into a place of learning how to take your feelings and put it into writing? Was that something that came to you easily?
Oh yeah, okay, so funny story. So I actually have like a lot of like...
Here we go.
So, I actually have like a lot of like diaries that I used to keep when I was younger.
It always starts
so
like
writing,
that.
yeah, writing was just like always, it's always been like a part of me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like songwriting, but just like writing in general. And then I guess that translated into songwriting.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I like music, I like writing, so why not put the two together?
What was the first song you wrote? Like, do you remember the lyrics?
This is embarrassing.
Okay. Like, God, I love you.
No, you know what's funny? It had nothing to do with God.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So, it was, we just read Romeo and Juliet, like the play.
Freaky like.
Romeo and Juliet.
We just read the play Romeo and Juliet, and I was just like, oh, this play is like really sad and, you know, like tragic. And I was just like, I put together a song writing about like the conversation between Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
So that was like basically the song.
Oh wow! Can you reiterate? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
No. Like I don't like remember like all the lyrics.
We won't ask you to relive it.
It's okay.
Yeah, please don't.
But touch up on just the aspect of struggles with your dad being a pastor and I guess your gifts in the side of God.
Did you like have the pastor's kid complex kind of thing?
Was that a thing for you?
What is that, if you don't mind me saying?
Well, I mean, the pastor's kid complex is pretty much like you feel like your life is under a magnifying glass. On top of already being like a Christian, but now you're like a model Christian because you're who your dad is in the church. Like, is that a thing for you?
It's like people expect you to fill the shoes of your dad, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, especially like a Nigerian church.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And how did that impact your music and your songwriting, if it did?
It was basically like an outlet for me because like that stage alone is difficult.
Yeah.
I just feel like that was an outlet basically.
Okay, so something I figured out with her just being friends with you is like mom and dad. Yeah. I'm not about to put you on the spot. It's okay. Like I know like your writing style is more so contemporary. Meanwhile, your background is not.
Okay, can you like elaborate on that?
Like your father, like our church is Anglican. Like we do the hymns. And that's what we do, the Nigerian Igbo songs and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But your style of writing is more so Bethel, Hillsong-ish, a little bit of country. Not country, can I say country? A bit of country. Yeah. A little bit, like
throw some R&B in there too.
Throw some R&B.
Sprinkle
some Billy Joel.
Chill. But yeah, so like, how was that for you? Like, you know, defining your path outside of what your background was.
I'm
Like you weren't like, and you didn't end up writing hymns like.
Oh gosh, that actually. You know what? Hymns are like cool though.
They are cool. They are.
They're very, but it's just like that's old school.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they're good though. Don't.
It's like, yeah, throw that to the side.
But as far as like a more contemporary spin on like my music, I just want to like relate with people.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I write in a hymnal type of style, not everybody's gonna get on board with that. You know.
Yeah.
It'll be like too quaint, like
Mm-hmm.
too old fashioned. I'm a kind of person like I don't really like sticking in like one place as far as like with where people expect me to be. Like if you tell me like where you expect me to be, I'm probably gonna like go against it.
Yeah.
Not really in like a rebellious sort of way, but just like what else is there to do other than the box that you put me in, sort of deal. So I like to do that with like my music, with my songwriting, things of that nature.
So in that sense, did like your parents ever get to know that you write?
Oh, not really. Not until recently. Yeah.
Did they ever hear it? Like, have they ever heard any of your songs?
They've heard, but more like an instrumental. Because like they put me in piano lessons, so obviously they're gonna hear me like playing.
Yeah.
And then like I brought home a guitar. Oh my gosh. I brought home an acoustic guitar after winter break. Like it shipped to the house.
Okay.
And my dad was like, "What is this?" And I was just like, "It's a guitar." And he was like, "Keep like spending money on like a necessary
Can you say
thing."
in the Igbo accent?
No.
One thing. So about what was your inspiration, if you had any? Because like Christian talked about your background. Like, was there anything that made you separate from writing hymns to contemporary? And how was that inspiration, if there was one for you, how does it play towards like your creative goal of songwriting and making music? And
That's a good question. Definitely, like I grew up with a lot of R&B and hip hop. That's just kind of, even rap too.
Yeah,
like I love trap as much as the next person.
Notice.
That's why earlier I said bass is like really like that's what I
need my
But that's
speakers
weird
going
though, because you don't really like loud music like that.
Huh?
Okay, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that's not. But let's not do all that.
Yeah, so like I kind of pulled from that, like you know, like Mario, Neo.
Okay.
I don't want to say Beyonce because I'm not part of the Beehive. I would like to say
you can
that.
respect her. I'm not a Beehive, but I can respect her greatness.
I know, but like,
This is my first time hearing this, y'all. I'm like so Beehive? Beehive?
You never heard of Beehive?
So what would you call
they're like
Drake?
the thing, like
No, Drake has his own hive.
Like
Everyone has their own hive. But let's finish your thought. We'll talk about
Kendrick
it.
Hive? All right. No.
Okay, yeah. So basically, like that influence, like I take some things from there, some country, you know, Tim McGraw, like Blake Shelton, some rock elements even, like you know, Maroon 5. You got your pop, Kelly Clarkson. So just like different. I used to listen to like a whole bunch of different things. Even like I had like a rock phase, like All American Rejects, like
Blink 182.
Huh?
Blink 182.
What's that?
Green Day. These are rock
Green
bands.
Day. Okay, I'm like, you lost me.
I grew up with some white
P
friends.
Square.
So I'm with it a little bit.
CC.
You know what I'm saying? There we go.
P Square. The bond is all I know. I don't know what they talking about.
I grew up with that too.
I'm talking about Nigeria, so
We talking about rock music.
I'm talking about Nigeria, so all I know is like Linkin Park. Then we talking. Yeah, too.
Linkin
You
Park,
know.
like the OGs, like.
Exactly. I knew the OG. You know, like just kidding.
Is that the only one you know though?
No. Let's not get it. Okay, so one thing I want to say before you go into your goal, because I know we asked that, is imagine somebody who is here, just who's trying to be a singer. I want you to touch a little bit on your growth in as far as getting comfortable with your voice, because I know anybody who's singing.
Oh gosh.
All right. Yeah, just what the question said.
No, finish your thing.
Oh yeah, okay. But anybody who ever like starts singing ever always gets to this place of I'm sorry y'all, like my English is just 360, like no 180, wait 90, whatever. Sometimes I just speak things it's just like all over the place. But my point is like anybody who ever is gifted in singing, like there's always this struggle of trying to fit what everybody else said. Like you touched on it a little bit like that box, but like can you touch a little bit on like how you kind of was able to spread your wings out of the box and, you know, fly out of there, you know, to be able to come to this place where, like, you're still growing in that space. But for somebody who's struggling with believing in their voice and not trying to sound like anybody else, you know?
You know what's funny? I'm still actually growing in that. That's still a struggle for me. And you did ask about struggles, but
yeah,
kind of
doesn't matter. We can go back into it a little bit.
She said kind of. All right.
Yeah, but that's still a thing that I'm learning. Just having confidence in like the sound that I have.
Yeah.
You know a lot about that. And just like being comfortable with my voice, like it's different.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be different. I would say to anybody that's pursuing singing, just try to learn your sound. That's still something that I'm learning as well. But I think that's like a continual growth. Like you can't just get to one place and you're like, okay, I've got it, like I've arrived. It's kind of like, okay, this is a new aspect that I'm learning of my voice. This is a new style that I like. This is something I don't like. So it just depends on like what your goal is. But for me personally, I would say like just keep learning about yourself. Like it's a continual like improvement, continual growth. Especially with God involved, like he's steady like opening up like hidden doors or aspects, insecurities of yourself. So I would say like just have an open mind, like just keep growing.
I like that because I was literally gonna touch on. Did you ever think like God had do you ever have a struggle of like, oh God, is this what you're calling me to do, kind of thing? But you just touched on the fact that, which is what it is, I believe, just live your life and eventually like things will continue to make sense.
Yeah.
And you can also seek wisdom from God as well. The Bible says that He's willing to give us wisdom. So yeah. But yeah, so your goal. So what is your creative goal?
My creative goal is to just keep making music to impact people.
Okay.
I want people's lives to literally be changed like when they hear my songs. Maybe that's too like broad.
No, they say the best goals are the ones that seem crazy when you say them out loud. So.
Exactly. So yeah, that's like the main goal.
Adi said it.
Yeah.
Well, Nike said it. to be fair,
we
Nike
don't
said
sponsor
it.
Nike.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No. Until they sponsor us, we don't sponsor. We don't make do free press. But yeah.
Wow.
Some sneaker company said it.
Some just random sneakers.
Checkmate or something. You may know.
Yeah, you might. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for sharing a lot. We really appreciate this. We know definitely that she has a beautiful voice, you know, to the people, and has a heart for God. But where can we hear your tracks?
So
yeah.
Oh man, you guys heard it here first, but I have a single that's coming out hopefully next
Exclusive.
We didn't know about that either. I'm appalled and I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Here we go. More revelations.
Okay, soon.
Yeah.
What is the track called? Is there a name for it? Not named yet?
It's called Underwater.
Okay.
Underwater, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to provide like a small summary about it.
Okay.
But basically it's like a person that's been away from God for a while, and God has been speaking even in that distance that the person has been away. And that's basically like, I don't want to get into the lyrics, but like that's basically it. And like the person's now coming back to hearing like God's voice again, and picking up on like God's presence. And yeah, it's just like I fell, but now I'm coming back up.
That's
So,
good.
well, definitely tag us when you post it. We'll repost it, as we do for all guests who come on here and have creative projects.
We have to.
So appreciate that, and thank you very much for coming and sharing.
Yeah, do not shake her hand. I literally saw your hand like so. We thank you for coming. Like no, don't do that.
I am a shaker.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, this is season 2, episode 2. See you guys in episode 3. Peace out.
All right, Creating Wild Christian family. I hope you liked the episode we just recorded for you. The link is right there, and where you can see everything else not run it back.